I'm here to talk a little bit about my first book, Smashed, which is an autobiography. It's a memoir. It's my true story about my experiences drinking in high school and in college. And the kind of drinking I'm talking about in Smashed is binge drinking. For anyone who doesn't know, we define binge drinking these days as 4 or more drinks in a row for women, 5 or more for men. I tend to think of it as drinking just explicitly to get drunk, to get to a state of past gone. I wrote Smash for a couple of reasons. It seems crazy. Why would anyone write a memoir about their most embarrassing drunken experiences? But I wrote it for a couple of reasons. One was personal, one was cultural. Culturally, during that time, I just graduated from college. It was 2003. And I was hearing so much in the news about girls of my generation and girls of this generation, and how we're drinking so much younger and so much more than all the women who'd gone before us, more than our mothers ever had, more than our older sisters sometimes, and how we were having a lot more blackouts, a lot more health problems. By the time I graduated from Syracuse, Time magazine came to campus and pulled up bar stools in our favorite campus bars and even interviewed some of my friends about why girls like myself were drinking so much more. And the article, when it finally came out, just infuriated me. It was trying to say that girls like myself were drinking more because we were so self-confident and sassy and liberated, or because we wanted to prove we could do anything the men could do, including them matching them shot for shot. And I thought that was nuts, because in my own experience, I just quit drinking. I was starting to see that drinking, at least for me, had always been an expression of my unhappiness, my lack of confidence, especially in social situations. I hadn't really been out there drinking with the boys. I was really doing a lot of drinking with my girls, my girlfriends, because it had seemed at the time like this misguided attempt to bond. So I really wanted to offer something like the young person's perspective, the young woman's perspective, because it seemed like that at the time the only people who were talking about the binge drinking epidemic among young girls were not young girls, they were very old men, and I didn't really think they were doing us justice. But on a personal level, around the same time, I was 23 years old. I just quit drinking, and I was becoming bombarded with all these memories from the past, really close calls I'd had back when I was a binge drinker. And one of these memories that came flooding back, at the time I was in New York City. I was living with a roommate of mine from college, and I remember actually bursting out of my bedroom one morning into the living room that we shared and saying, "Did I ever tell you about this time I almost died?" It was a really close call on a Friday night, and ended up passing out on a dock. Her parents weren't home and she lived near a lake, and having my stomach pumped. And I sort of told the story to my friend for the first time, and then wrote it down in a journal, because that was sort of my coping mechanism. I'd grown up in kind of a dysfunctional family where it wasn't always safe to bring up uncomfortable incidents from the past. The best way to deal with them was to get your pen and paper and write about it.